person next to you, and I want you to say, girl, you are incredible. You are incredible. Turn to the person on the other side of you and say, girl, let's start a revolution. Let's start a revolution. Driven, determined, striving for the best. A woman on the move, a sister of success. Focused on the future, a diva supreme, the secret place where dreamers go to dream. Stepping out on faith and always dressed to the T, attracting big thinkers with an abundance mentality. Expanding my vision beyond what I can see because mediocrity has been removed from my vocabulary. I stand before you and I am destined to excel. I am powerful. I am poised. And again, my name is Darnyelle. I'm so excited you guys to be here. I'm excited to help you to start your very own revolution. I want to first just thank Tracy and Brenda and all of the Girls Incorporated of Guilford County for selecting me. I'm so honored, I'm so humbled that I get to come and I get to impart to you. I get to share my story. I'm actually going to share the story of a revolutionary girl with you here today. See, what you guys don't know, what you're going to learn about me, is that I'm not supposed to be here. My mother actually didn't know that I was in her belly. She went to the doctors complaining of heartburn, at which point she learned that she was carrying me. But here's the kicker. My mom was a drug addict. She was smoking crack cocaine every day for her entire pregnancy with me. The doctor said, Miss Jervey, we don't think she's going to make it. And if she does make it, she'll never know life like all of you beautiful girls out there are getting to experience life. But I want you to realize that when there's a purpose for your life, say purpose. There's not anything that can stop you from doing what you were created to do. Because I've never had a cognitive disability. I've never had anything, not crazy. I am. And anything's liable to come out of my mouth, but I've never had anything wrong with me. This always, it just humbles me because I've been to the NIC unit and I've seen the crack babies. And I see that some of them can't even breathe on their own. But there's something about purpose. There's something about knowing that you were created to start your own revolution that changes everything. So I started in preparing to be here with you guys today by looking up the word revolution in the dictionary. Well, actually I went to dictionary.com. I mean, you guys are all here learning about STEM, so you know technology means we can do everything online, right? So let me read you the definition because I want to make sure that I get it correct. It says radically new or innovative, outside or beyond established procedure or principles. And an example would be a revolutionary discovery. What I'm excited about is that each and every one of you are a revolutionary discovery. Each and every one of you is on the crust of creating something that is new and innovative. Each and every one of you has the ability to press the limits, to go beyond the status quo and get what it is that you want to get out of your life. And that's really exciting. What's even more exciting is I realized this at a very young age. My mother, she went to jail when I was 8. And I realized very early, without having my mother, you guys who are the mothers that are here today? If your mother is here, give her a round of applause. Because there's nothing like being able to have an example or role model to help you to create the revolution that you're going to start. Because I didn't have that. I was raised by my father, and I'm grateful for the fact of being raised by my father. But I realized very early that there was something different about me. I realized that despite my efforts to consistently try to fit in, I always stood out. Can anybody identify? You feel like you're always standing out? Well, here's what I want you to realize. You're not supposed to fit in. You were created uniquely. You were created so that who you are would ruffle the feathers of other people. That's what you were created. And I realized that very early in my life. So as I continue to think about being here with you guys today, I had to stop and think about what revolutionary means to me. And here's what it means to me. It means confidence. It means being a leader. It means marching to the beat of my own drum, even if I'm off beat. Now that's a whole other story, but I do have rhythm problems. I'm not going to demonstrate it for you here today. You just have to take my word on that. It means recognizing that it's okay to be different. I'll tell you a story. When I was younger, there was a girl in my class named Shakita. Anybody's name Shakita here? Okay. Well, I loved Shakita. I just loved her. And I wanted to be Shakita so bad. I did not want to be Darnyelle. Because it just seemed like who Darnyelle wasn't any fun. There was nothing exciting in my life. Shakita had that long, flowing hair, and she had the nice clothes, and she had both of her parents. And I just, more than anything, I wanted to be Shakita. And I remember my 6th grade teacher, Miss Dixon. And if you have a teacher who pulls you to the side and tells you that there's something special in you, believe her. Miss Dixon pulled me to the side and she said, Darnyelle, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You are beautiful. And I can see your future. I can see what it is that you were created to do. And I want you to know that who you are is amazing. That changed my life, you guys. It changed my life because it helped me to realize that I didn't have to be Shakita. I mean, I couldn't be Shakita anyway, quite honestly. It wouldn't have been possible. But I thought that it would be better to be her than to be myself, until I realized that who I am and who I was created to be was designed to be something different. So I'm going to share with you today several success principles, and that actually leads me to the very first one that I want to share with you. I want you to run your own race. I want you to find a way to be comfortable in your own skin and realize that your skin is the right skin for you to be in. Ooh, that rhymes. I didn't know it was going to rhyme. Okay, so let me move on. So the next thing that I believe that revolutionary is, it's about celebrating your own flaws. Now, I don't look like a fashion model. I don't. But I love me. Who has a mirror in their home? So here's what I want you to do the next time you go past your mirror. I'm going to pretend like, so you guys pretend like this is a mirror. I am cute. You guys got it? So let's practice it all together. 1, 2, 3. I am cute. Okay, I didn't hear everybody, so let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. I am cute. What's your name, sweetie? Yes, because I love how you moved your head. What's your name? Angie. Angie, stand up. Demonstrate for everybody. Go ahead, girl. Revolutionary means that at some point in time, you're going to have to go against the grain. You're going to have to do something that everyone else is going to chastise you or make fun of you because of it. Who here really likes getting good grades? Awesome. But who here struggles with their friends or the other people who are maybe a little bit more cool, that are always in trouble, and you want to fit in with them? Who can be honest and say that, right? In order for you to be revolutionary, you have to realize that they are not going to go where you're going to go. I have 7 brothers and sisters. Yeah, I know. That's a lot, right? And I'm the only one who graduated from high school and went on to college. Now, if you were to ask my 7 brothers and sisters, they would tell you that they were cool. They would tell you that skipping school or hanging out in the bathroom or all of those other things that the cool kids do was much better than me, who decided to study. You see, I come from a very chaotic environment. I already told you that my parents were crack addicts. I chose to study instead of to be cool, and it got me a full scholarship to the University of Delaware. I went to school, thank you. I went to school and it didn't cost me anything. It didn't cost my parents anything. And it has truly shaped the revolution that I'm creating in my life. So I want to encourage you to get that A, to get that B. Only get a C if you have to. Now listen, in my high school we had swimming. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but I'm a brown girl. Brown girls don't swim because our hair gets messed up. So I got a C in swimming. I had to because I couldn't get my hair messed up. So no, seriously, but I want you to stake a claim in what you love. For me, it was English. I really love English. I remember my same 6th grade teacher, Miss Dixon, gave me my first journal at the age of 11. And she gave me that journal because she said, Darnyelle, you're very angry. Y'all don't even know the half of why I had a right to be angry, or at least I thought I did. And she wanted me to begin to write down what it was that I was experiencing so I could get the anger out of my head so that I could allow more positive, life-affirming things to come in. But I could get rid of it and move it out of the way. And I remember the very first feeling I got when I finished her journal, when I had literally written on all 100 pages in the journal in about a month's time. I was angry. And I remember how it felt to be able to use words to change my own life. And I remember deciding that that was going to be my own personal mandate. That was going to be the life that I wanted to live. I wanted to be able to use words to change the lives of other people. And I decided that I wanted to be an author. Anybody desire to write a book and be an author? Can I just encourage you? It's the best feeling in the world. This is my first book. It's called If You Understood My Past, You Would Understand My Praise. And I know that powerful. And I wrote this book because I wanted to tell my own story, because we all have our own story. And our stories are what create the revolution of the lives that we're going to change in this life. Because I personally believe that while none of us asked to be here, we're all here for a distinct purpose. And that purpose is to live in service to other people. And so I wrote this book so that I could share with the world that you can come from nothing and become something if you believe that it is possible for you to be anything that you put your mind to. And I'm here to share with you that you can have anything that you want if you're willing to do the work. Turn to your neighbor and say, girl, you better work. Turn to your other neighbor and say, I'm going to be watching to see if you work. So I love when I got the very first copy of this book in the mail. There was something about seeing my name, Darnyelle A. Jervey, on the front of the book that changed my life. I cried like a baby because I couldn't believe that I had used words to change the lives of other people. And the people who have read this book have shared with me on numerous occasions how it has blessed them, how it has given them the courage to start their own revolution, to live their most incredible life. And I want to give this book to somebody here today. So, anybody have a birthday today? Oh, y'all are all not alive. Who has a birthday today? You have a birthday? No. Do you? Your hand was up. It was yesterday? Anybody have a birthday today? Come here, sweetie. Yes. I will sign this for you when we're done, okay? What's your name? Elena. Everybody give Elena a round of applause. Something else that I learned about the importance of understanding who I am, being comfortable marching to the beat of my own drum, was about realizing that each and every one of us is given a gift. Each and every one of us has something that we do, something that we contribute to others that makes a big difference for other people. Anybody here can sing? Oh, I so wish I had your gift. But when you can sing, do you know how you change the temperaments of other people? Like Tracy wasn't feeling very well this morning, and I sang "You Are My Sunshine" to her. And she started to feel better, didn't you? It changed everything. But all of us have a gift. Sometimes it's an audible gift, where we can sing and we can make people feel better. Or it could just be that, you can add faster than anyone else you know. Like if I say, what's 19 plus 63 plus 12, you could tell us. Don't worry about it if you can. I was just demonstrating. But each and every one of us has a gift, right? Each and every one of us has something that we can do that helps other people. That's part of being a revolution. That's part of understanding that your life, it matters and it means something. And when you can hold on to that, it begins to change everything for you. So I I mentioned I was the first one in my family to go to college, and probably the most amazing experience in my life to actually be able to go and to understand diversity and to understand what it meant to be a part of the solution. I think as a revolutionary girl who understands the importance of adapting science, technology, engineering, and math, and using that to change all of the problems that exist in this world, is recognizing that your life can make a difference. And after I graduated from college, I got my very first job, and it was in corporate America, and I worked for a financial services company, and it was probably the most amazing experience for me, a brown girl from the projects of Wilmington, Delaware, working in corporate America, getting to wear business suits. I used to have this dream, you guys. I'd have my hair back in the bun. You've probably, seen the lawyers on Law and Order, right? So I've got my hair back in the bun, I've got the sharp Brooke Brothers suit on, and I was going to work every single day. And I loved it. I couldn't believe that I had the opportunity to do that. But here's the second thing that I want to share with you. Anything that you can dream, it can be possible for you. Anything that you can dream. And here's how you determine whether or not it is really possible. If you tell people your dreams and they laugh at you, your dream is right on the money. If no one laughs when you tell them what it is that you want to do, you're not dreaming big enough. So let me demonstrate. So I went through corporate America, became a vice president in 3 years, loved everything that I was doing, and then I found myself really frustrated at my job and realizing that there had to be more to life than working from dark 30 to dark 30. And so I left my job to do Mary Kay Cosmetics. Have you guys ever heard of Mary Kay? Yeah. Right? So it's not just for old white ladies with big white hair. Brown girls can use it too, right? So I started using and selling the product, and I found myself ready to see if I had what it takes. I quit my job, and within 5 months, I had a pink Cadillac. But before I got the pink Cadillac, I started telling people that that was my dream, that I wanted to have a pink Cadillac. What do you think they did? They laughed at me. I was like, yes, I'm dreaming big enough. Because they didn't believe it. They thought that I would find myself right back working for someone else in 6 months. But I didn't. Because not only did I have the dream, ladies, I created a plan. I want you to write that down. It's not enough to dream about it. It's not enough to dream about what you want your life to be. You have to actually write it down. I had the opportunity of sitting in Cindy's presentation today, and she shared an amazing story, which ironically had something to do with Mary Kay. And she shared that she was speaking with her Mary Kay representative at the time, and her Mary Kay representative, I'm abridging and I'm probably going to get it wrong, but the point will make sense in a moment. She asked, what do you want out of your life? And Cindy really didn't know. And she gave her an assignment. She said, I want you to take these 4 areas: life, business, life, career, kids, and your home. And I want you to write down what it is that you want. And I hope you don't mind, Cindy, because I was like, I'm stealing that so much and using it in my speech. I want you guys to do that. So write it down. Who has paper? Get your paper out, because I don't want you to miss this. I want you to write down, what career do you want? Who already knows what they want to be when they grow up? Awesome. Awesome. Well, I want you to write it down, and here's why. What gets attended to gets done. What that means, I'm going to use, hopefully you guys will get this. So who's ever gone to the grocery store with their parents? And when you went to the grocery store with your parents, did they have a list? No, you said no. So what happened when they didn't have a list? They bought everything, didn't they? You already had mayonnaise at home, but they bought more because they weren't focused on getting what they need. Who went with their parents and they had a list? What happens when you have a list? You get what you need. So I want you to write down the way that you see your life becoming. And I'm going to actually deepen the assignment a little bit, okay? So I want you to think about creating what I call a BE. A big, hairy, incredible goal, okay? So I want you to think about where you're going to be in 10 years. Where you're going to be in 10 years. I want you to think about that. So write that down on your paper. The question I want you to ask yourself is, where will I be in 10 years? Then, I want you to think about, if you're going to be there in 10 years, where do you need to be in 7 years? so that you wind up where you want to be in 10. And in order for you to get to be where you want to be in 7 years, where do you need to be in 5? And in order for you to be where you want to be in 5 years, where do you need to be in 3? And in order for you to get to where you want to be in 3 years, where do you need to be next year? If you truly want to be a revolutionary girl, and I know that you do, you've got to plan it out. We've got to take the time to actually write down what it is that we see for our lives. We have to get crystal clear. And you can begin to get clear now. I knew at the age of 10 that I wanted to be an author. I was clear about that. I knew at the age of 10 that I wanted to change lives with my story. I was clear about that at the age of 10. And when I think about everything that I've done, I'm going to be 37. Everything that I've done in the 27 years since then, oh, I just made myself feel really, really old, you guys. But everything I've done in the 27 years that lead beyond that age of 10 has led me to this moment today. So I can encourage each and every one of you that you are incredible and that it's okay to start your own revolution. All right, so let me move on throughout my story. So I was in Mary Kay, and I had my own Mary Kay business for about 5 years. 2 of those years were full-time after I left corporate America. And then I realized that, again, there had to be more to life. One of my favorite poems by Robert Frost, maybe you guys know this, The Road Less Traveled. 2 roads diverge in the wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Well, I found myself at another point of revolution, because you're going to come to those 2 roads often in your life. And I found myself at another point of revolution. And I decided that it was time to live my own dream. You see, you can grow up and work for someone else, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you could also grow up and decide that you want to be your own boss. Do I have any entrepreneurs in the audience? You want to have your own? And I found myself at that crossroads. And I knew it was time to step out and to live my own dream. And I decided to start my own company, Incredible One Enterprises. We're 4 years old, and we are, well, what, even before I tell you who we are and what we do, I have to just say I'm living my best life. I get to do what I love every single day. And I think that is pretty revolutionary. I think a lot of people go to jobs or do things that they don't really want to do because they feel like they have to do it. I'm here to tell you that if you desire to have something different and you're willing to do the work, you can have it. And I know I've said that to you already. I'm saying it again because I want you to realize that it is truly possible for you. But I decided to start my own company, Incredible One. We are a marketing strategy, empowerment, brand, and business optimization firm. I know that's a whole lot. The bottom line is this. We show women how to define, own, unleash, and leverage what I like to call your incredible factor. And your incredible factor is really your unique gifting. It's about using who you are to change the lives of other people. And you can be paid for it. Turn to your neighbor and say, see, that's what I'm talking about. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to share with you my 7 success principles of how you're really going to build your life as a powerful, poised, and revolutionary girl. You guys ready? Okay. So number 1 is I want you to see it. We've already started to talk about this. You have to have a personal vision for your life. It is important at all times to know where you're going. So you're riding in the car with your parents and they have a GPS, yes? Let me see your hand if you've seen how a GPS works, right? So in order to land where you want to be, what do you have to do to the GPS? You have to put in the address. So what I just heard you say is you have to know where you're going, right? So each and every one of you has to know where you're going. What then happens to the GPS when you put in the address? It calculates, right? It tries to figure out what are the exact steps it's going to need to send you on so that you arrive at the destination where you want to be, right? And then what happens after it calculates? Does it take you all at once? No. How does it take you? Step by step, one step at a time. When you create your personal vision and you see it far off in the distance, know that you are not going to be able to take one big jump and arrive at that destination. Know that it is going to take time, that you're going to have to do it step by step. The important thing to keep in mind here is that if it's your vision, if you can see it, you can do it. And if you allow yourself, even when you miscalculate, because have you ever been in the car with your parents where they didn't make the turn they were supposed to make and the GPS has to recalculate, right? There are going to be recalculations that happen. Because there's this thing called life. And life happens even when we all have a plan. So even when you need to recalculate, there's an opportunity for you to land where it is that you want to go if you just keep on the path that you're working on. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to have a personal vision. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to do a process that I like to call inspect the incredible. Inspecting the incredible is about always assessing where you are in your life. Now, I want to know who's going to be honest with me. When you do something that you know is wrong, do you know it? Right? So that's inspecting. Now, sometimes we still choose to do it, even though we know we're wrong. But that's that internal mechanism within us that allows us to really inspect what it is that we desire. So when it comes to your personal vision, when it comes to the career that you want to have, when it comes to the revolution that you want to create on this earth, I want you to consistently inspect it. I want you to make sure that you're really willing to do what it's going to take in order to make it happen. Okay? The third thing I want you to do is I want you to focus on your circle of influence. This is huge, you guys, especially as young girls. It's very important that you really think about who you spend your time with. And the reason why is because statistically, the 5 people that you spend the majority of your time with are going to determine the type of life you have. So if you have friends that are bad girls, I'm not going to ask you to raise your hands because your mom might not know, so I'm not going to. Thanks for laughing at my joke. But if you are spending time with people that don't want what you want, that don't want to go to class, that don't want an education, that don't want to go to college, who don't have something that they want, if you spend too much time with these people, they can influence your ability to get there. So we have to always be looking at our circle of influence. I actually do an activity every quarter to evaluate the people I've been spending time with. Because my purpose, remember I told you about my purpose? It's too important to let it go. When you have a revolution to start, it's too important for you to allow anybody to sidetrack what it is that you're here to do. So you want to make sure that you're always looking at who it is that you're going to be spending your time with. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to look at the words that you speak. Has anybody ever said in fun with their friends, I'm so stupid? I know you guys have said it. You're not raising your hands, right? Well, you know what you're saying? And I know you don't mean it, but the words that we speak carry a lot of weight. So we have to be careful about the words that we choose to speak. You are not stupid. Even if you just made everyone laugh, you are not stupid. Now, you might be funny, but you're not stupid. So I want you to be careful of the words that you are speaking. Because revolutionary girls, you're lights to the world. People are going to be looking at you because you're naturally a leader. They're going to be looking to you, Tamia. You didn't think I could read, did you? They're going to be looking at you to make sure that you are actually making it happen. The great thing about being a revolutionary girl is that the people around you can see it without you ever having to speak it to them. They can see it. There's just something about you that makes you stand out. There's something about you potentially, depending upon where you are in school, that makes people want to make fun of you. When they're making fun of you, it's because they see your greatness. It's because they know that you're on the verge of a revolution. It's because they know that if they're not careful, you're going to be their boss one day. That's why they're making fun of you, because they know that you have the potential to do great things. As you're being careful about the words that you speak, the next step is to really take, we talked about the plan earlier, to really take the plan to the next level. So, someone, who knows what they want to be when they grow up? Oh wow, everybody raised their hand. Okay, so let me pick somebody. In the black hoodie with the green hanging out, hairs in a ponytail, stand up. Yes, stand up. Everybody give her a round of applause and encourage her. So, what's your name? Ashanti. What do you want to be? In culinary management. Wow. So you like to cook? Oh yeah. So what's your favorite thing to cook? What kind of chicken? Fried chicken? Where do you live? Because I'm not leaving until tomorrow, and I might need to. I'm sorry. Let me get back on track. Okay. So in order for you to end up in culinary management, what do you need to do? So she's going to go to business school and then culinary school. And how long is it going to take you to complete all of the programs? Just give me an idea of what you think. 6 years? That's probably about right, actually. Good job. And once you get finished school, do you already know where you want to work? Do you have an idea of where you want to be? Where you want to live? What city? Any of that? Here? Okay, so I'll have to come back to North Carolina to get some of that good fried chicken. Okay, awesome. So in order to graduate from business management school and then go to culinary school, what do you need to start doing today? Working on her career goals. Give Ashanti a round of applause. You guys see what I just did? What did I do? Ask her questions for what purpose? To see if her plan was real. Very good. What's your name? Casual? Casual. That's hot. I like that. Ashanti, I have a gift for you. I want to give you my book, Speak the Incredible. It's a book of quotes or Darnyellisms. I want this book to encourage you while you're on your journey. Come here, Ashanti. Come get your book. Whenever someone tells you you can't, whenever you get challenged, whenever you think that maybe it's too hard and you should stop now, I want you to open this book and I want you to realize that not only are you incredible, but that the world needs you and your culinary management skills. You're welcome. And I'll sign it for you later. After you create the plan, what do you guys think is left to do? Work! That's right, you gotta do it. Turn to your neighbor and say, just do it. You gotta do it. I want you to do something every day that is gonna lead you to the completion of your goals. Every day I want you to do something that's gonna lead you to your goals. That is the one thing I can honestly tell you that has landed me where I am today. I was always clear about what I wanted. And I was always willing to go that extra mile and do something every single day that would get me closer to what it was that I wanted to accomplish. Despite with the incredible snatchers. The incredible snatchers are those people who have been sent to negate all talent and confidence that has been earmarked and reserved for your success. The haters. You guys know them. They drink haterade. And they live in a hateration. You know them, right? They're coming for you because you're revolutionary. But they're not going to get to you, are they? Oh, y'all didn't sound like they're... I think the haters might be outside the door. Are they going to get to you? No! All right. Awesome. So I have a couple more things I want to share with you in closing, and I have 2 more books to give away. So I've got to find some reasons to give out these other books. Okay, but I want to leave some time for questions, too, to make sure that I'm able to helping you. So anybody here ever get afraid? What do you do when you get afraid? I can't hear you. Say it again. Hide under your covers. What are you getting afraid of? Like the dark, the thunder? Anything? And you go under your covers? Okay. What else do you guys do when you get afraid? Scream? Pray? I like that. What else? Oh, read. Okay. Well, breathing is good too. What else when you get afraid? Gas. Okay. What else? Did you say run? Oh, try. Oh, cry. Oh, I'm very excited to give her a book. Okay. So fear is going to happen, right? We're going to get afraid of things. It's going to be time for you guys to graduate from high school. Where's the young lady that's been with the program the entire time? How are you? Oh, okay, good. Oh yeah, I'm going to give you a book. Did I give you a book already? Because you were my demonstrator. So yeah, let me give you a book. Okay. So this is my book, Maximizing the Incredible You. This is a book about networking and building your personal brand. And you know why you need this? Because now you're out of high school and you're going off to college and to do big things, and it's time that you start to establish your revolutionary mark on the world. So I will sign this for you. You're welcome. Okay, so when you get afraid, I want you to pray. I want you to cry even if you need to cry. Hide under the covers, but only for a few minutes. I want you to be afraid, but I want you to keep going. I want you to acknowledge, you know what, I'm afraid to leave my family and to go to college. Because some of you may want to go to school outside of North Carolina. Anybody? Right? And it's going to be scary to think about having to wash your own clothes. Right? Or to buy your own groceries, or to figure out how you're going to get money. That might be scary. But I want you to do it anyway. I want you to keep moving anyway. I get scared all the time. But what keeps me going is my purpose. Remember I talked to you about my purpose earlier? That's what keeps me going. There are people, there are you guys. I wouldn't be here today to talk to you if I let fear stop me from doing what I'm here to do. Would you believe me if I told you that I used to be scared to talk to people? To talk in front of the room? You would believe me? You wouldn't believe me? I did. I used to stutter and you'd really be afraid to speak. But in order for me to be a revolutionary girl, I couldn't let my fear stop me from fulfilling my purpose. And I want to make sure that you don't let your fear stop you from fulfilling your purpose. I also want you to spend time every single day doing two things. The first thing, you probably have heard this before. Spend time being grateful. I want you to find 5 things to be grateful for every single day. Because when you're grateful, basically what you're saying to God, to the universe, is bring me more of this, please. That's what happens when you're grateful. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to write down 5 things that you're good at every single day. 5 things you're good at every single day. What do you think will happen if every day you write down 5 things you're grateful for? It'll come true. You can achieve a lot more. What else? If you write down 5 things you're grateful for, 5 things you're good at every single day, what else do you think? Do you think it'll give you confidence? Yes. Do you think that it'll help you to keep going with your revolution? Even when you don't want to, even when you're afraid? There's a lot of power in knowing what you're good at, knowing your gifts and your talents. Because there may be people who try to stop your revolution. And knowing what you're good at is what's going to stop them from being able to have any effect on who you are. And the last thing I want to share with you before I end with the closing story and give away this last book is I want you to learn how to say no. So let's practice. 1, 2, 3. Everybody say no. No! Okay. Now do you want to know why I want you to learn how to say no? That's right. Because sometimes, as a revolutionary girl, people are going to ask you to do things that are not in integrity with who you are. And if you understand how to say no and when to say no, you won't have a problem telling them 1, 2, 3. No! Very good. So now I'm going to close with a story. Actually, I might close with 2 stories. I'm not sure. Well, let's start with one. We'll see if we have more time together. So in my first story, there was a man. A man who knew that who he was and what he was supposed to be was great. But deep down inside of this man, he had this huge fear. And he believed that if he got out there and did what he was called to do, that he would expose his fear and everybody would see him as a fraud. And he happened upon a prince. I don't know if it was really a prince, but just go with me. So he happens upon a prince, and the prince says, "What's troubling you, man?" And he says, "I'm really afraid." And the prince says, "Walk with me. Come with me." He's like, "Well, I don't know. I don't even know who you are. I really shouldn't come with you." And he says, "Listen." And he calls him by name. He says, "Listen, Stan, come with me." He goes, "How did you know my name?" And he says, "Come with me." And so he begins to walk, and he says, "But where are you taking me?" And the prince says, "Come, Stan, but I'm really afraid. I don't know what you want from me. Come, Stan." Stan stands there, and he's